Mark Quest and a couple other people
All
had
right.
mentioned that to me.
Yep, we're recording, so they can get back. Get back into it.
Good.
It take too long. We really just want to do kind of a meet and greet with everybody.
Perfect.
Kind of run through. I've got a real short PowerPoint that I put together so you can see some stuff, and meet the teams and kind of talk about a bright future that we're going to have. Right, guys?
Yep. Good. Yeah, we'll give it a couple minutes. It looks like we have a few people here, and let's maybe at least give it, if you don't mind, till 10, I don't know, like 33, 34, 35, something like that, just to kind of
we'll wait and get everybody going.
people get situated.
Hey, George, this is Bruce. How you doing?
Hey, Bruce. That's my Alabama guy, Craig.
Lewis is on.
Well, hello, everybody.
You might have most everybody. 1, 2, 3.
Getting there.
George, this is Stacy. Peppy can't make it, but I'm listening.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
That's a new name.
George has a team of, George, how many people you have? You're big, your group.
Yeah, 11.
Game on.
All right, cool.
I like that.
So I know my Atlanta person's she's in a case, so she's going to try to pop out for a few minutes.
Okay.
No problem.
I'm going to go ahead and do the screen share, make sure that it's all working. And let's see. Let's do my screen share. There we go. So I want to make sure everybody who is on can see it as a screen share.
Perfect.
Got it.
Yep, I can see it.
Nice.
Yeah, good.
So we're going to do a slideshow on the beginning. I don't have any narrations. I don't have any timings or anything. But,
It's all right.
anyway.
You're the narration.
Well, yeah, I'm the
We're
narrator.
the
Well, no, you
narrators.
guys are the narrators. So I'm going to go ahead and just get started since we are recording
Oh,
it.
okay.
If anybody needs to, jump
Sounds
back
good.
and watch it at a later date, that'll be
Right. And that's Steve Rocavina joining the call from the Mid-Atlantic. Thanks.
Hey, Chris, do you have the ability to mute all of us while you're talking? The background noise is quiet right now, but you want to
I believe so. Let me see what I can do.
you could just kind of unmute when you're ready. I know I can mute myself, but that way.
Greg, you have a mute button?
Good point.
I think everybody got one.
Yeah, we've been looking for that button, right? Yes. Let's see. You know what? I think everyone can mute themselves. Let me see. I'll mute you. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is how we do it. All right, mute that one. I'll mute that one.
That way it keeps the background noise out.
Yeah, I think I'm just having to go individually. That one.
Undo it then when somebody's got a question. Yeah,
Yeah, you know.
leave it
I
on.
think there's a raise hand button.
If somebody has a question and we don't, how are we going to get to them?
This is a new one for me, so
Yeah.
let's go back one because I did spend a lot of time on that on this picture here. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you can tell, but this picture does show the access. All right, Scott, you're getting muted. It shows the access field in use. Check that out.
Well, do we do introductions? I mean, they're
Yeah,
staring at us. They don't know what
I
they're
know.
writing.
Kind of-
You're Chris.
I'm Chris. Yeah.
I'm Bill, president. This is my son, Matt, vice president. He's over there. Basic. Craig probably told you about us. We're a family business. Started in '46. My dad started the business. You can see the picture there. All four of us. And just mainly a machine shop. And then we got involved in the heart lung business in the mid-'50s with St. Vincent Charity and Clinic and St. Luke's in Cleveland, and built heart lung machines up until about 2000, where it just became impractical to do so for regulatory reasons and technology reasons, just to try to keep up. So we diversified into different machining, and try to expand on our medical instruments and just look for other products. Like we've been here a long time. Matt, you've been here since what, 05 full time?
Full time 06.
06. Another been here for like, I don't know, 5-6 years. So we've got a
That's the other son over here.
Yeah.
That's Chris. He's out in the shop most of the time.
yeah, he likes to hide from us. But yeah, we have a good crew. Most of the guys, we just had a couple of guys retire, and they had over 30 years each. Our foreman just retired. He had over almost 50 years. I got 47 years here. Got longevity with our employees. So, I mean, we're not just trading people here and there. We do a lot of specialized work, not just in the medical, but in the machine shop area. That's our specialty. I mean, it's just, that's our niche. And you'll see some pictures of the machines, I think, later on. This is our history stuff. But,
Yeah, we had this. This display was actually up at STS for their 100th 2 meetings ago, I believe.
yeah,
Yeah.
STS and
In Boston. Yeah.
and AMSEC.
We used to make, company used to make these old valves. You can see here, some of the stuff might look familiar. That's an older picture of the shop. So the 1965, this article was published with the oxygenator for a heart-lung machine for infants, preemies who weren't making it before. So that's a real solid, strong history, a proud history, really, for the company. Yeah, you know, I think I'm going to unmute everybody. I feel lonely.
Oh, there, I muted. Oh, you muted. Okay.
Yeah. So you want to talk about this one here, Bill? I think, is that you?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. But no, I mean, we've been building the suctions and the cannulas for many years. They don't look a whole lot different. Made some minor improvements on the manufacturing of them and the handles. We've changed some of the grooving the way it is. You know, suction's a suction, and I mean, we've been selling them. We've got a couple different styles that are shown there that aren't shown there. Chris has been doing a lot of internet marketing, and our sales have increased just by the internet marketing of the standard product, pretty much worldwide. And you know, when Craig came in a few months ago, you know, and put this team together that we're talking to this morning, that'd be a good idea, because I mean, there is still a need for non-disposable products. It is a cost saving. We've got a report I'm going to send you guys. It was done. It's a little older, so the numbers are a little off, but the percentages are there. Cost savings of.
I think I actually have a little allude.
Yeah. Well, I've got a full report. I got some more literature to send them.
Cool.
Mostly electronic, so that they can have it and show it to people. We're also working on some new flyers for these products. The Shield, we have a current model, but we changed the way we're kitting the suctions, and we eliminated one of the cannulas because it just doesn't sell. So we try to streamline it for you guys a little bit. And yeah, we're getting there. And then I also have a little fold-up kit. I want to put a couple samples in for the lead guy to share with the team. So we'll have a couple of those.
We're able to do a lot of show and tell.
Yeah.
So we're getting this
You got to have
together
it with
for
you.
you.
If you don't have at least half a dozen instruments, they're not going to know what your pictures are pictures. So, and you know,
All right.
pretty simple. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, I had to throw all this in there because I knew there'd be people from all over, but some major institutions in our area, Cleveland Clinic's in our backyard, the largest VA, the Lewis Stokes VA is in our backyard, University Hospitals, Metro Health. Of course, then we have all the fun stuff in Cleveland, the Rock Hall, Cavs, Browns, who won yesterday. Browns.
Yep.
And the Steelers lost.
Yes.
And then I threw this in there because I don't know if you guys know or not. I don't know if Craig even knows, but Bill here is the president of the Cleveland Blues Society, and I am the secretary. And we have members of the Blues Society and musicians here that work here. So just a little something about us so you get to know us.
We have a
better.
good time.
We have a good time.
We do work too. So,
We work hard, play hard. So.
yeah, that's it.
So just want to give you a quick kind of overview of who's who and sort of how we relate. And I missed one. I missed Terry back in there, who does all our quality control. So I'll switch that to Terry for the next round. But we've got Bill, Matt, myself, and then you can see it's a family. Patty's here. She helps me with sales support and database management. Kathy does accounts payable. So kind of just a real short and sweet.
Actually, accounts receivable, not payable.
Payable, receivable. Yeah.
Receivable.
Okay. I sent this out for editing earlier.
I never saw this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
We didn't have time. It's close enough.
So here's just a quick rundown of the items we sell in the medical market. Cardiac perfusion cannulas, reusable high quality suckers, the anesthesia shields. We are PEMCO is the only authorized manufacturer and repair center for RollTrack. And I know there's some discussions going on with RollTrack, so that's a different kind of a side topic. And then our new product that Craig has done a great job of getting us somebody from the Cleveland Clinic to take a look at is a new universal stabilizer arm that should outperform the Hercules.
Right.
So,
Common modification of the Aztec Hercules.
Yeah.
But we do service on the existing units. So we one of the flyers you're going to get is the service flyer showing we made some upgrades to it. It's better for put a better cable in, a better cable system, better sterilization. We made some vent areas because some of the repairs I've seen, I'm surprised that these things haven't been condemned by the way that some of the crud gets in there. Anyway,
you guys have you seen the stabilizer arms in use in surgeries? Anybody? Yes, no? Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get more in detail about each one of these. So let's just go ahead and go to the cannulas. Again, these are the PEMCO branded cannulas. This might be a little bit older picture, but it's an older flyer picture. Different tips. Everything's customizable, bend, handle style. Everything's customizable, but we have found some favorites among surgeons. And the real nice thing is the pediatric versions that we have here too as well. So anything else you want to add?
Well, I think I would call it more of a standard size.
Okay.
Typically that we seem to sell the most of. And I don't know if it's really pediatric, but there's a smaller handle compared to more so surgeon's preference than anything else. We call them A for adult, P for pediatric, but I don't think it's really
large and small.
It's large and small, really.
So, and then we have an individual page on each style and handle.
Their flyers pictures are going to look very similar to this.
Right. And then we'll point out the one. We'll put the ones in the kit that you'll get will be the more common ones. And then every once in a while we get an order for some of these other ones. I left all the tips up there just to show that, hey, we can do all this stuff, but there's probably 4 of them that sell the most. And then beyond that, there's been kind of specials.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's not that difficult.
And then for suctions, again, adult and pediatric sizes, but I guess large and small, different handle styles, tips that can be removed and interchangeable. So when they get a tip set, it can be used with the same handle over and over. Pediatric sized or small sized versions as well. We do sell quite a bit of these suctions, and tips. If they lose them, they need to order a new one. Anything else, guys?
Not necessarily on those. I mean
these
they're
are
pretty straightforward.
Everything's pretty straightforward. We do sell a lot. We'd love to sell some more. So, this is what we were talking about. We'll get you the full paper on the benefits of using reusable instruments. Some hospitals that go green are very interested in this information, and we can get additional information on proper sterilization and cleaning so that the instruments can be used over and over. And but within the first year, there's good savings for your departments, your OR departments.
Right, we supply you with the IFU. All the information for use is online on our website. It comes with the product. As far as regulatory goes, we're 100% up to snuff with everything Matt and Terry, who's not here and with us, manages that. And what classifications are we? Or?
The suckers are class 2.
Right, but I mean, how do we?
Oh, wait, certification?
Certification of the FDA.
Oh, well, there's just FDA approval, basically.
Okay.
And then there's the ISO 13485 that we have.
Okay, so the ISO pros. Yeah, we stay on top of it, especially because, I mean, with ours, it's a class 1, we got a Roll Track, which is a bigger seller and more volume for us. And as Chris mentioned, we worked with them since 1985, actually. We helped develop the Roll Track to make it a sellable product, and we're in the process of making some other modifications to it. So if there are,
it's a symbiotic relationship with Roll Track.
But if there are down the road, if you find the instruments in the OR that people need fixed, people have ideas about, or say this thing doesn't work good, can you do anything? We're always willing to look at it because we've made some adjustments to some instruments over the years, and you never know, you might come up with a new product line. You put your name on it.
There you go. Anesthesia shields, this is what we've had. I know there's some redesign going on after we get the new product launched with the Universal Laser Stabilizer Arm. But these, we just got a couple orders in for these. So people are still looking for these shields, and they come at a pretty good price tag. Shouldn't break a capital budget, but it's a pretty good price tag. So anything, Max? That redesign's kind of you.
Yeah, we're just looking to consolidate into one, but we just need to be able to sit down, finish one project, and then get to this project.
But those are available for sale. And oh yeah, never mind that. I was gonna do something really cool, but I have a green screen, so never mind. There we go. So this is the old versions of these flex arms. They're used mainly thoracic surgery or wherever the physician needs a helping hand. They can attach the base to a retractor, sternal retractor, or curve the arm, add attachments to the arm, bend it wherever they need it. Once they tighten the handle, it holds in place. The most common thing we see though is that this cable in here breaks, and the last thing you want to have happen is when that happens in surgery, because then little wires and fragments and these beads can end up inside the person's chest, and that has been seen before. This is a very durable instrument. However, it still needs maintenance and repair. So we have a service program. That's one thing we're doing immediately while we develop our own version of this. These are older S-Tech versions. This is the Hercules, and this one's I believe the HP or the T. But the things we can do with these older ones, if you find them laying around and somebody wants them fixed, until we get our new one out there, we can repair these. And I think this one is this one. It got repaired, and we sent these back out. We've had UPMC, Shadyside, has sent us like 6 of these to repair. So they're out there. If you can find them and get them in, that's another little extra cash in your pocket. So, anything else?
No, not really.
That's
there's a lot of them out there.
There's a lot of them out there, yeah. So, but
nobody else services them. I mean,
now, the other thing is we can sell a refurbished unit as well. So that's on your in your bag as well as when we get our new one up and out. And that's what we're working with Craig on and the doctor at the Cleveland Clinic. So, okay. So these are kind of the new things. This is my first start at what we have that we can advance this the arm. I don't have any pictures of it yet. It's the only word. I don't know where they are, but we do have pictures somewhere. But these are some of the benefits, the features. The benefit being that doctor's not going to have to worry about the thing breaking during surgery. All right. So from my side, some of the sales support and resources that we all have for you, definitely all the flyers, brochures, postcards, whatever you need in collateral marketing material, we'll have that for you. We also have educational support. Right now we're accredited for 2 courses for ISHM approved sterile processing department professionals. And those 2 courses are at PEMCO University. One is on the universal stabilizer arm. The other one's on the roll track to cable replacement. And both of those courses are approved for 2 credits each. I've had significant success in getting sterile processing people through the course. And it's definitely worth taking a look at. They're real short. They're very easy. But the one on the universal stabilizer arm talks about how to catch the kinks or the breakages before they happen. And roll track cable replacement is something that a tech can do in the sterile processing department. Cable replacement is pretty straightforward. Anything beyond that, though, if you see anything where jaws are separating, and I'll show you a picture in a bit, that's something that it would need to be sent in. And I believe, Craig, if you're working with Roll Track on that to kind of identify and send some stuff in, that's between you guys. But that is something we can all work together on. I do a lot of email marketing. We'll do order follow-ups. I'll do customer service satisfaction surveys, give you guys those contacts when they come in, and get you maybe a foot in the back door. We haven't had success because we don't have enough boots on the ground to get in the front door, to get in the surgery door, but we've been going through SPD and finding some significant success there. We do sales tracking. I use Zoho CRM, and that keeps track of invoices. We kind of make QuickBooks and Zoho talk to each other. And we do have a pretty significant customer database that we've been working on for 2 years on our own, not buying any lists, but if we can collaborate on the customers and the contacts, that'll mean a lot more activity for all of us, really. So, any questions so far? I mean, it's still pretty
Did
straightforward.
we ever create a newsletter? Or that was something in the
It's in the works.
discussion?
It's in discussion still.
So we're-
A PEMCO newsletter is in discussion.
yeah, that's something, not every week, but like
Maybe
Once a-
quarterly.
once, whatever, every so many weeks, but something about us, just to keep the email flow going and our name fresh in the customer's mind. And obviously the more places we're in and you guys give feedback, we can say, hey, so-and-so just sold 25 suckers to, this hospital. I don't know, just little stuff. And we're going to shows over the next 4 months. We'll be at STS, AATS, AORN, and
Yes, we
Bishop,
do. Yeah,
right?
we'll be at the big 4
Yeah.
for us. So we'll definitely have market support through the conventions as well.
Some of them still muted, Chris.
Some of them are, some of them aren't, but they did it themselves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
All right.
like I said, it's very straightforward. I'm going to go ahead and get out of this unless anybody wants to go back and see a slide. But again, it's recorded. And then I will share with you what the rule track looks like. Well, no, we're not going to do that. Any questions? Anything? Anybody? Or Craig, you have anything you want to add to this? We'll get together.
Yeah, can everybody hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, thank you very much. That was perfect, nice detail. So team, these PEMCO, they're great people. I mean, obviously we've been in medical device a long time, and I know how we are when it comes to working in the field, and some of these companies we've worked for, some big, some small. I would say when it comes to PEMCO, it's family. It's about family. I mean, you could just tell with, Bill and his son and his team, they do everything right. They have high quality products. They've never which is amazing. God bless them. They've been in business, I think, 50 plus years and have never really had a true sales force representing their product. So this is the first time they're going to have people, especially at the level that everybody's at. You know, we have 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30-year medical device reps on this team now that obviously can get out there and make a difference. They're not going to drive us crazy and make us do reports or anything like that, right? The key is let's get after this.
I know.
You know, let's just put our best foot forward. You guys have a lot of relationships out there. So do I. And they do make great quality products. When it comes to the pricing of the products, I'll get you, once they start sending some information, I'll get it out to you, like the price list. They don't normally discount at all, just so you know. Most of these items, this suction cannula, I think are around $800-900, maybe $1,000. So hey, you sell 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 of them, it adds up quick. But they normally don't discount. Now, with that being said, if a customer comes to you and says, hey, we want to place an order for 10 or 15 suction cannula, call me up and we'll discuss it. You know, I can go back to Bill and his team and see if there's something small we could do. But normally the price is the price. The anesthesia shields, Bennett Prochescu already went to one of his accounts and mentioned something about anesthesia shields. Like, man, we've been looking for these for a few years. We didn't even know where to go. And he's in the process of hopefully closing 3 or 4 of those. Now, the anesthesia shields, if I'm not mistaken, are more of a custom order. So do you guys want to talk about that quickly? Most of the things I think are in stock, but I think if it's an anesthesia shield, is that where it may take 2, 3, 4 weeks, Chris and Bill? You want to touch on that?
Yeah. That's a Matt question.
Yeah, it's definitely
Oh, there we go.
There's a couple in stock there's one dual leg in stock right now. You're looking at least probably 4 to 6 weeks for us to start the process till we have something ready to ship.
Okay, 4 to 6 for that. How about the suction cannula? Are most of those in stock? Like the pictures you showed, your top sellers, is that something where customer places an order, they're in stock and pretty much ready to go?
Suckers, we try and keep everything in stock because they're pretty consistent sellers on pretty much all around.
Okay.
Cannulas, we try and keep the 3 swivels in stock because those tend to be the biggest sellers.
Okay.
The others usually we tend to say 1 or 2 to 3 weeks. It kind of just depends on what our workload is. Usually.
And then do you guys ship usually like UPS ground and the customer pays? Is that normal? Of course, unless they request overnight, then they would pay for that.
Yeah, typically, unless they request something special, it's a ground shipment, and then we prepay an ad unless they have an account number they want us to use.
Okay. And then the warranty, probably 1 year, as long as they're not just busting it on purpose, but most of the stuff covered with some type of warranty like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we do all the shipping. We do all the order fulfillment. Get this over here. There we go. We handle all the back end stuff for everybody, so you don't have to worry about it. We do require purchase orders before anything goes out the door, and so the faster that can be expedited from the sales side, the better.
If our team needed say one of our team is out in a hospital and they work with SPD and SPD says, you know what, I'd like a quote. You know, this happens a lot with us. I'd like a quote for 7 different items. Mm-hmm. Who would we call for that? Are we calling Chris for that? Or are we emailing somebody and then you guys would prepare a quote? Or
you would want the product numbers. There's also the ability to gather up a quote cart from the website catalog. And the website catalog is up to date and has all the current ordering numbers. We'll definitely have a document for everyone to take with them, so you'll have the numbers and a picture with it. But yeah, we need to get a quote. To get a quote in, you can come either email me, email Matt, or just info@pemcomed.com.
To clarify that, on the website, you can create a quote, but you order it.
You can't order it on the
You can't
website.
order it from the website. You create the quote or the items you want, put it in the cart, and then you email it to us, and then we get back to you because we want to have interaction with all your customers.
Right.
But they can go online and just punch in the prices, and they can see what dollars we're talking about, whether they have to go under 500 or go capital or whatever.
And you're able to separate into different quotes. So some hospitals $1,000 for a, let's say it's $5,000 and they want to just do 3 separate quotes. Easy enough, correct? Because I do that a lot. Just break it down.
Yeah,
Yep.
we've done it.
Yep. Stay under their capital budget, speeds things up.
Okay. And real quick, I'm going to mention to everybody. So I used to work for S-Tech Cardiac Surgery before I went on my own. I was with S-Tech about, 6 or 7 years back in the day. And I used to sell a lot of these Hercules arms. I had a very large territory. I did a ton of business for Off Pump out in Pittsburgh. And those arms I even sold to the Cleveland Clinic. So the Cleveland Clinic has a retractor called the Cosgrove retractor. And I actually still sold arms to the Cleveland Clinic. So they use it for open mitrals. So this arm attaches to about 99% of the retractors out there. And it basically, especially for an open mitral, it allows nice access, deep access. It keeps hands out of the chest. It kind of has an elephant trunk is what I like to say. And the handle on the back just twists quickly and you could put it right in the position. There's rakes that are small, medium, and large that we'll be selling. And I think what Bill's going to do with the rakes and probably the aortic valve assistance, I don't know if he's going to manufacture those himself, but he has the ability to get high quality ones because there's other companies already making those. So why reinvent the wheel? We're not looking at anything disposable for those Hercules arms at this point. But when we do launch these things, price point, a list price of maybe around $7,000 is what probably we're looking at. I have already sold refurbished arms to the Cleveland Clinic in the past couple of months. I think I've sold 4 of them, 4 or 5 or 6. I don't even know what the number is. But when they refurbish these arms, they are nice. They redo the cable. It's done. It's excellent. And I have a Dr. Johnston who will be joining PEMCO as a key opinion leader who will give some insight to these arms. And they're hoping to have this thing up, running and done by STS. So if anybody's going to STS, I'll be there. Bill, Chris, and his team will get us a email out to what booth they're at. And if you have any surgeons that, even if you're not there and you want them to talk to one of your surgeons, hey, just email them and they'll be happy to show them some of some of the PEMCO products. So. Any other questions by anybody else out there or comments?
This is Brian Kilgore out of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I've got a couple questions. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
Yep.
2 questions. Tag teaming on Craig with the Hercules and of course your other product lines. Are there any brochures that we can have that we can walk around with, or is it just something we can print offline with a PDF?
We'll be sending you what we have currently, which hasn't changed very much in terms of the actual instruments. We're updating, and we'll have new ones as well, but it will be something we will send to you in a high-quality flyer, detail aid, however you call it. I was in pharma for 21 years, so it was always a detail aid. So we'll have very good, high-quality sales materials for you to take in.
Great, thank you. And my second question.
By the end of the year.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Bill just wanted to give a timeline on that. We should have the new ones completed by the end of the year. So starting fresh in 2019, we'll have new sales aids.
Fantastic, thank you.
Yep.
My second and last question is in relation to competition. Who would you say you compete with the most with your perfusion cannulas and your product line? Is it Medtronic? Is there somebody out there with a reusable line that you compete against the most?
I'd say apathy. Lack of boots on the ground. I mean, you got to remember, for as long as this company's been around, there's been no sales force, and yet we're still around and we're still selling quite a bit. A little extra word of mouth, such as the emails and the being at the conventions and things like that, that goes a long way. Presence, I think, is probably our biggest competition right now. Disposables to some extent.
Well, mostly. Because
Yeah.
we really don't have competition
Not in the reusable.
in the reusable. Cholo Signs used to make some of the suctions that we make, and they stopped making them. They went to disposable. So it's really, as she's pointed out, not having the exposure, which I said earlier, we're doing internet exposure, which has helped. So that's proving that if we get out there, we're going to have more sales. And the fact that really it's just the disposables are our competition, and talk people into saying, hey, better long life products, go green, that kind of stuff.
I mean, we get reorders from some hospitals every couple of years that are in the tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So, even though these things are longevity and they have a reusable, they still lose the tips. Sometimes they lose the smaller ones. And then you got all the teaching hospitals like up here, you get Cleveland Clinic and UH, they get trained on these things. And when the doctors go out, that's what they want in their kits. So.
Very encouraging. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Bill, Chris, am I coming through, Steve, Rukavina?
We got you.
Okay. And great to hear about your connection to the blues music world. Just saw Paul Mayasich out in Minnesota when I was visiting. Incredible performer and such. And Gil Wernovsky, have you performed with him, who's at National Children's Hospital, one of my accounts?
No.
He's with the blues baby band, the pediatric cardiac and cardiologist. But anyways, we'll connect you because he does some interesting concerts at medical shows. So Chris and Bill, just wanted to ask too about the pediatric lines and some of the focus there. I do a lot of work with pediatric hospitals, but wanted to hear if there were any other nuanced elements and products that have been successful for you all over the years.
Well, not anything different than what we've already had. There's not too many that do pediatric reusable cannulas and suckers, so or really small. Right. I mean, this is intricate, very, very handmade, high quality craft work that's done. And
well, the smaller sizes would be, the perfusion cannulas, I doubt it, but if you get in. If you guys are going to sell Roll Track, they have a whole bunch of pediatric stuff right now.
Yeah, that's a big market now. Again, that's and I did want to show you what the Roll Track looks like. So let me pull that up real quick, just to pique your interest in it. Let me go to the share. Yeah, there we go. So all I'm going to show you is this was a PDF, and one full page. So. This is the Roll Track retractor. Now, this is not to scale, okay? But what we have here is the connection assembly clamp attaches to the OR table, the bottom post, the top post, and then the ratchet rake assembly. And so this is an attachable, detachable rake, and this is now being used, and we have a journal article in Journal of Cardiac Surgery that is backing up this new version of a retractor clamp. So you can see here the doctor's going in with a sternal saw and a child patient, and the bend here is a nice little opening to get the sternal saw in there, and it's lifting and also spreading the chest at the same time, which alleviates some of the risk of damage to internal organs. So, and this is a pediatric version. So that's kind of exciting because we're making it. And so.
Hey, Tim, here's where we're at, just so you know where we're at with Roll Track. So Philip Rouleau it's his family that owns it. It's his mom, himself, and his sister. Phil and I have met recently about taking the current network that's in place right now for PEMCO. Obviously, creating a separate contract, of course, I would work through all of you on. And then obviously having Roll Track in the bag as well. At this point, we don't have it at this point, but what will happen will be when you go to a hospital, sometimes people, if you say, yeah, with PEMCO, they're going to go, who's PEMCO? And you could say, well, PEMCO, and you could, fill them in and what you just learned, or you could say, do you know the Rule Tract? And if they say, oh, Rule Tract, oh yeah. So PEMCO manufactures Rule Tract, just so everybody knows. And at this point, once again, I'm looking to button up a contract, hopefully sooner than later, with Phil, where we could do something so when we walk in there, not only do we have the PEMCO products, but we have Rule Tract. So just stay posted on that one. Okay?
Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
Anything else?
Anything else, guys and ladies? If you think of things that you want on your wish list, things that you feel you will need, we are highly versatile in terms of getting you what you need and very quickly, because you got the CEO, president, you got the VP, you got Mark. We're all right here. We all interact with each other and pass each other on the way to the coffee machine quite a bit. So if you think of something you need, if something wording doesn't make sense for the environment you're in, just shoot us the wish list on an email. It's Chris, K-R-I-S, at pemcomed.com. And we'll try to do our best to get you at least something very quickly.
Hey, Chris and Bill, can you touch on one more thing real quick? The
Sure.
CEUs for SPD. How do we do that again? Is there a link or is it on your web? I think that's a great feature to offer hospitals, especially SPD. So how do we go about that again if we were to offer something?
It's an online course that
Okay.
is self-guided.
Through the website?
Through the website. And
Okay.
then the student will register. They'll be in our database. We only ask that they give us their email so we can follow up with them. Once they complete the course, there's a quiz at the end that's required by Isham. They complete the course, they get to the end, everything's all fine and dandy, and then they're given a link to their very own certificate with a code for them to send in their credentials. So from a salesperson's standpoint, it's nice support that you have to support the items. Then it's also a value add for you all to give to them, but you don't have to do anything with it. You don't have to do any in-servicing. You don't have to do, unless you want to. And if you wanted something, if that was a wish list item for an in-service kit that you wanted to do on site so that you could build that relationship with whoever you need to build it with, we can certainly put something together, but it's not required at this point. We're not requiring you to do in-servicing. It's just, if that's something you feel you need, we'll put something together and get it in your hands.
Nice, very nice. That's a nice value added for the customer. And as far as the team's concerned, I sent the principals a spreadsheet for the state or states that each principal has, which shows sales, heck, I think back for maybe 2010 or 11 through present,
Right.
which is nice because it shows product numbers and it shows the date. Matter of fact, there's even a few emails and phone numbers in there. Some may be legit, some may be some.
That can tell you.
Yeah,
It's okay. It's all
historical
good.
in terms of
Yeah.
database management was not the greatest. So
Yeah, it's all right. But at least it's an opportunity to go back to some of these customers and say, hey, in 2015, and here's what you ordered. Knowledge is power. So I think you can get after some business that way. When there's leads for a show or leads come in, Chris will probably send those to me, and then I could take that and forward them to the principals as needed. You can get them to your team, and we can go from there. So, and if the principals wouldn't mind at some point, I'll send an email out, maybe with the request, because some people have only one person on their team, and obviously George has a bunch. So I maybe ask if you could send what the request would be for brochures. And then if you wouldn't mind emailing me that, I could get that back to Chris in one email. So she's aware of what to expect, and, be mindful when it comes to what your request is. Just let's try to make sure we, utilize those properly because, it's their money and we want to act like our money being spent. So anything else? I appreciate the feedback and everything that we've done so far. I think this is excellent. Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Okay.
We are thrilled to have everyone on board. Again, you guys are going to go in and, like Craig said, if you say Rule Track, oh, Pemco makes it, oh, Pemco also makes these, it's going to be an instant connection with who you're talking to in the ORs.
Yeah.
But the Pemco brand name, that's what we're apt to get.
Well, a lot of roll tracks come in and they say,
They said, we need a
call it
Pemco
They call it a
retractor.
Pemco retractor.
Wow.
It's kind of got intermingled throughout the years, but yeah, I mean, we've got a good reputation out there. Roll Track does. It's one of the best sellers for external retraction, lifting, I should say. Roll Track is, and so is Pemco. We've also got in the East, in China and Korea and those areas. He's got a whole program going there, and they've been going to shows and taking our stuff and their stuff.
Yeah.
It's really expanding. We don't have a whole lot of luck in Europe. They're kind of stuck in their own ways of things, but Phil's had a lot of luck going out to.
The Roll Track even made the Korean version of ER on television over there. So it was highlighted in or not highlighted, but shown in 4 different episodes. It's kind of funny. Yeah, global record. We sell globally, so you know we are licensed pretty much everywhere. Anything else?
No, we got questions. Just don't hesitate to call. Or, you know, if it's a new product and it's a little different, I don't know what experiences everybody's got, and you know, whatever support you need, don't hesitate to shoot us an email.
Yep.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, guys. Nice meeting you all.
Great, thanks.
See you in person someday.
Say bye.
Thank you. Merry
Thank you.
Christmas.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate everybody's
Have a
time.
nice
helpful.
holiday, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks. You too.
Thank you.
Thanks.